Hello, everyone that for some reason is coming across this video. I didn't know what to make a video on, so I'm playing a Roblox game, which I never thought it would come down to the point where I'm recording a Roblox game. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing this game for probably the past month. And I'm actually gonna turn the volume off because I'll explain it here in a second. So in this game, you're given a base. You can't make the size of the base bigger or anything like that. It's just, you know, this is your base. This is what you have to work with. And so basically, in this game, the whole point of the game is to just get upgraders, make money, rebirth, get more upgraders, turn those upgraders into enchants or superstitious items or stuff like that. And yeah. And if you look in the top right, up here, it says S plus 10,000 times or 10.5k. I rebirth 10,000 times. Well, not 10,000 times, but I rebirth a couple times because you could skip 20 lives every time you rebirth if you make enough money, which is what I'm doing now. I just skipped 20 lives. But I didn't skip a single life until like life 2.5k. So like that means I rebirthed probably 3,000 times. I've spent a lot of time on this. I'll break everything down in a second. I'm just trying to find this item that apparently spawned. But I'm looking around and I don't see it. So I don't think it spawned. But basically, this right here, this is completely irrelevant to the setup. But basically, I have this mine. It makes pretty big ores, as you can see. So I use this item, which makes the ores smaller, and then it goes into here, which leads all the way to up here. So it goes through all of these upgraders, hits these flamers, goes all the way through here, gets to this, starts here, goes through all of this, and then goes back to over here, and then goes through all of this, and then goes to here, and goes through the looping cycle. So basically, once it goes in here, it'll do that entire loop all over again, and then it'll go in here, do that entire loop all over again, go in here, do that entire loop all over again, and then once it actually finally makes it here, that's when I money a little bit. And the reason why I turn my volume off is because of this item. When you put ores into it, it erupts. And when it erupts, it makes a really loud noise. And same for this item. When you place this item down, it makes like a loud gunshot noise. And same with my mine. This thing, when you place it down, it just gives you a nice, like, I don't even know how to explain the noise. But so if we go down here in my inventory, these are like all reborn items. all these blue items and up. And then these are fusion items, and then these are evolved reborns, and then these are advanced reborns, and then we have advanced reborn evolutions, and then shinies. And basically, what you do is you get these reborn items, and I'm gonna rebirth real quick in a second. So in order to get this item, it wasn't very easy. I actually just got it before I started this video. If you go up here into this castle, there's this amazing wizard guy where he'll go, oh hey, here's the items that you can buy. Here's all the evolutions of items. Here's all the fusions of items. And like they all have like crafting recipes. So to make this, you need 12 of these. To make this, you need 15 of these. Same thing with this. To make this, you need 3 of these and 6 of those. But this is what I made. Which takes 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these, 1 of these, and 3 of these. Which, if we break these all down, I need 3 of these, which means I need 18 of these and 9 of those. I needed 4 of these, which means I needed 20 of these and 40 of those. I needed 3 of these, so I needed 15 of these and 30 of these. And what was the last one I needed? Was it? It was 3 of these, which means I needed 42 of these, which is it's a slight amount, just a slight amount. And then 3 of these, which are pretty easy to get. You could just get them by rebirthing. Oh, and then 3 of these, but I had like 120 of the non-evolution of this. So I was able to make the 3 evolutions of this very easily. And then you needed this, which was a slipstream. And that's like the slightly difficult part, because it takes a small amount of luck for this part. Do I have one at the moment? No, I do not. But basically what a slipstream item is you get it from rebirthing, but once you rebirth again, you no longer have that item, unlike almost every single item in this game that you get from rebirthing. Like if I get one of these from rebirthing and I rebirth again, it'll just stay in my inventory, which is why I have a decent amount of items. Where a slipstream, you basically get the item, and if you don't use it for crafting, then it just doesn't, it's useless basically. So you'll never actually see someone use a slipstream item on their base. But it is used for crafting recipes. So I mean, there's a couple of slipstreams that are actually useful. I already used 2 of them. One of them is called the Grand Prism, which is just like a giant like rainbow upgrader that's in the shape of like a pyramid, and it has the dark side and then the lights, which is how like a light pyramid would work. So one side there's just a bunch of colors, and then on the other side there's the dark. So that's what it was based off of. And then I used the octopus one to make the mine. And the Grand Prism I used to craft this item, which is the one that makes like a gunshot when you place it down on your base. Which is lovely when you have a game volume on. And it's heard server wise, so like if there was someone all the way on the other side of the map and I place this item down and they have their game volume on, they would hear it. So that's an interesting feature in the game. And you know, of course, when I want to showcase a slipstream item, you know, I just don't get one, which is even better. I wanted this video to be short, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be short. And then the last thing is like catalyst and superstitious items. So this is a superstitious item. And then I have another one right here. This is a superstitious item. And then I can make another one with this. And the way you get this is, say, so you have this item, which basically you could open, and it has a bunch of item names, right? And so you go through, you read all the items. Once you get all the items, you have to place this down on your base. You have to place this down on your base with the items that it says to use, and then you'll get a catalyst. There's a 30% chance that you get a catalyst, which is this. And then once you get the catalyst, I'm actually gonna have to look this up because I don't remember which one this makes. I know this is the lightning one or the thunder one. So this makes the Dradion's Gauntlet. So 13, 10, 5, and 2. I'm actually gonna rebirth before I leave. Or not. Oh, there we go. So I got the superstitious. I got the slipstream item, which is the Grand Prism, which I literally just don't need anymore because I already have the item that the Grand Prism makes. But once I rebirth, I'm not gonna have it anymore. So we're gonna run down here real quick. And right down here, we're gonna just climb over this mountain real quick. There's gonna be this. And we go in here, and you're gonna meet this guy. And so if I find Dradion's Gauntlet, this is where I now need to... So I need... 13, or was it 15 or 13? 13 of these. 10 of these. 5 of these. And 2 of these. And then basically the catalyst is right there, and I craft the item, and boom, now I have Radion's Gauntlet. Am I gonna use this item? Probably not. And I'll show you why in a second. Because it works like another item in this game that I just don't use. Because it's not a good item. Because so there's this item right here. Right? So if you place this down and then place that there, you know, it's you don't get the upgrade. Right? It just sells for the normal amount. But as you can see, you know, it just kills it. And if I'm correct, this upgrader acts exactly like how that one acts. So I mean, the only reason why I would use this is if I was making like a centillion setup. Yeah, it just kills the ore. Oh, but you do get an upgrade off of it. That's a 300 times multiplier. Hold up. Can I fit that in there? I just want to see something. I have to place Garg Mine back down so I could save this as a layout. As long as that upgrader doesn't just kill my ore instantly, then there's no point in using it. Now, there's also another downside to this item. It can't be used with a star resetter, which luckily this is just a black dwarf, where if I get the evolution of this item, it would be a void star. This item cannot work with that. Another item that it won't work with is the void drive, which the void drive is a really good item for the area of game that I'm at right now. Because if I just use like railgun cannon, I could launch my ores. I could launch my ores through my setup really quickly before the void drive effect kills my ores. Because basically what the void drive does is it says, hey, you see this blaster item? This blaster item wants to kill you. So I'm gonna give you 10 seconds of immunity. But at the end of those 10 seconds, I'm gonna kill you myself. But then there's also an item in this game, which I have right here, which is called the Deadly Spore, which will basically say, oh, you're voided. You're gonna die in a couple seconds. Not on my watch. And it stops the ore from dying. Which is pretty good. Oh my gosh, the upgrader works there. Well, that's a free 300 times multiplier just right there. So yeah, that's this game in a nutshell basically. And what I'm grinding for right now. So these are really hard items to get. I'm gonna line them up real quick. For if anybody was to play this game, they would know that, you know, they're not gonna get these items straight away. these 5 items are not items that you're gonna have in the beginning of the game, because I'm life 10,000 and I just got this item, just got this item, and just got this item. I got these 2 items a little bit earlier, but let me show you why I don't use this item in my setup. We're gonna place 1 ore down. Oh. Now you might be wondering, what happened? Did it just kill your ore? No. It takes 11 ores for this thing to actually be useful. And once the 11 ores go through, it just lets all 11 of them out. Sets the 1 good ore on fire, because the 11th ore gets upgraded but also gets set on fire. And then, so we should be able to see here, every ore was worth 200 except for the ore that was worth 12,000. Or no, 10,000. So every ore was worth 200, which means they got a good 100 times multiplier. But the 11th ore that was worth 10k got a 5 times multiplier. Now, a 5 times multiplier compared to a mediocre 100 times upgrade, that's a small difference. But again, you need the 11 ores, so I would have to sit here and count the 11 ores that this dropper drops, and then hope that, you know, they don't just randomly die somewhere. Or they don't die from getting set on fire. Because, you know, like I said, the 11th ore just gets set on fire for no reason. But also, once I get more, like, items, this setup will be reduced a lot. And it'll be a little yesed. And so to explain this item as well, right? It gives a 10.5 times upgrade if I was to extend this conveyor to where it took an extra 10 seconds to reach the furnace. So like if I was just to take like a regular conveyor here and start going down this way and put my furnace here after like 10 seconds of the ore traveling, then this upgrader would be slightly more useful, because it would give that extra 10 times compared to its mediocre 300 times. So yeah. This item, it's basically... Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I've been saying this word a lot recently. I don't even know. Yeah, this upgrader is gonna be obsolete after a small amount of time of grinding. By like life 25,000, that upgrader will, I'll probably never touch it ever again. But yeah, there's this game. I might never make a video on it ever again, but if I do, I'll probably be like life 25 or 50,000, because that's when like the game gets it's kind of weird how this game works, because life 1 through 5 is kind of interesting because it takes a lot of knowledge, And then after that, it's just like upgrade spam. So if you have an upgrader, just throw it on your base. It doesn't matter. And then like when you get to like life 25 or 10k, like you need to actually make a setup. So if I ever make it to the point or time of this game where it actually gets interesting, in my opinion, I might make another video on it just to show like the setup or something. But yeah, that's that.